Hi, welcome to the live stream this morning. So I'm going to be channeling Archangel Raphael, and Raphael will be coming through me to give messages. And just before we start, I'd like to just mention that on the description, I still have the links for a couple of people in Gaza who need support. And people in Gaza at the moment, like all aid has been cut off, like there's nothing coming in at the moment, so prices are really high for food and things people need. So in order to survive, people do need donations to buy things. So those links are there. Also on the description, links to both my websites. And so one of them is for groups, also audios, and we do have our new audio out now, which is about protection from attacks. A lot of deep clearings to do with that. And then there's the Archangel Raphael site, and that's for one-to-ones, the shamanic protocol, and also 5-minute transmissions. So I'm just going to let Archangel Raphael come in and speak through me. I would like you to know that what I'm seeing is that there is a lot going on many levels. So it is not necessarily a time where you need to be doing things in a way where you are absolutely immersed in life and in one way or another fully in the energy of going forwards on an earthly level. But what I will say is that there is absolutely a lot of change for all of you at the moment in very earthly ways. If you are not experiencing it now, you will very soon. So, the first thing I would like to say is that in order for changes to happen on a very grounded level, it is not so much about how much you do, the focus you put on the 3D. It is much more about being ready for these changes internally. It is about your internal landscape. It is about your feeling, how you are experiencing life from within. And normally, what you will find is earthly changes occur when you are feeling inside very peaceful, almost like you don't need anything in particular, a sense of peace, a sense of that everything being okay. And it is normally when you feel this inside that something comes along that creates a change in your life for the better. But whenever you are feeling inside, really desperate for change, almost like you cannot cope anymore, that is when there is still more work to do inside. Even if it is very simple, such as coming to a place of peace in a way which is very simple. And it is when you feel at peace, the right things will happen. I am also giving this message because some of you here really believe that it is important to put effort into life to make things happen, almost like believing that if you don't do anything that is very physical, practical to make changes happen, it won't. And that is very much an energy that you may have inherited from your lineages, people around you, family members, perhaps parental figures who have told you that to make your life what you want, you have to do something, you have to put effort in, you have to get your hands dirty, so to speak. And what I will say is that there is something that is very much about having to push yourself beyond limits in order to really have the life you want. And that is very much to do with the old age, old energies, and almost connecting in even to energies that are all about taking you away from your body, your physical sensations, almost making you someone who is able to completely ignore what you are experiencing in your body, how you are feeling. Go beyond this in order to get things done. And then there is another side to this, where some people believe that it is important to follow the desires of the body and to go with whatever you feel at the time. And this too is something that is very much about the old age. It is about following the physical sensation of the body only, going very deep into this and having a lifestyle that is hedonistic and in effect does not necessarily help you to go forwards on any other level other than giving you a good feeling inside at the time, whatever you happen to be doing. And what I will say is the new earth energy is actually something else, something that is very hard for people to understand until they have sufficiently transmuted these old energies from themselves. And the new earth energy is about actually something that is much more about going inwards and feeling the desires of your soul, going into parts of yourself that are much deeper, that are beyond simply having a good experience in life for a few moments, beyond the physical and also beyond anything that you can conjure up with your mind. And when you go very deep into this, what you experience inwardly is a sense of what you truly desire on a level that perhaps you are not even consciously aware of on a day to day level. So it can be, for example, being in a relationship with someone, and as you go deeper and deeper inside, feeling that what your soul truly desires is something else altogether, another type of life. And then what happens ultimately is that you are no longer with that person. You have a completely different life, but you have no idea why. And perhaps may even feel on a personality level some degree of resentment, bitterness about it. So that is what I am speaking about, a deeper part of you, the desires of the soul. And when you go very deep into this energy, what you will notice is ultimately what you really want very deep inside will happen if you allow it to. So then it is about letting go, allowing this part to be in one way or another at the forefront of your awareness in life. And as you do this, you automatically do the right thing at the right time. You are able to trust the process. You are able to see that there is something else going on in your life that is beyond the physical. And as this part comes to life more, what you will notice is that you will be in one way or another automatically guided to be with the right people, to do the right thing. And you will have a feeling inside that other things are not as appealing. You will not really be guided anymore by your physical senses alone, but it will become a part of the become a part of the deeper aspect of you. So, how you perceive the world will be affected by this deeper part. So, even what you see with the physical eye, how you perceive the world around you changes when you are looking from the point of view of your soul. So, what you may have been attracted to before no longer appeals to you. Your physical eye literally changes, and you are looking at the world with the eyes of your soul. And what you see that is very appealing will be appealing to your soul. So that is really what I'm speaking about here. And as you allow this part of you to grow and become a bigger and bigger part of your life, ultimately what you find is that things are taken care of automatically. The right things happen because your soul has a magnificent energy to it. It has a much bigger power than your personality. It has something that is magnetic, something that is beyond space and time, something that takes into account everything, something that feels absolutely immersed in what is truly going to serve you on a level that is much higher and deeper. And as you go into this, your soul also has the opportunity to grow and evolve. It chooses experiences that gives it the best type of lessons, so to speak, in order to grow. But also it chooses experiences that are joyful, that give you a lot of positive energy. And so this is what I see going on at the moment. So there are changes afoot, but these are governed by your soul. And it is about allowing this part to come to life. And then the right things will happen. And because the soul is naturally magnetizing to itself what is right, there is literally nothing you have to do in particular. It is more about allowing. It is more about literally allowing this part to be there and do its thing. And then you will feel guided to do certain things. But normally, these will not be complicated things to do. Because another thing about the soul is that it favors simplicity. It makes things easy. And it is also very much about collaborating with others to make life easier. So that is what I see going on at the moment. I also will say that the soul is not the same as the part of you that knows absolutely everything. It is not the same as this, that the soul is constantly learning, evolving, it is growing. And because of this, there may be times that your soul makes mistakes, so to speak, chooses something because it has not learned something yet. But when the soul does learn something, it is then able to move beyond a particular type of experience. So, those of you who are struggling with something that keeps reoccurring in your life, perhaps ask yourself the question if your soul has learnt the lesson. Because actually, it may be that when things keep coming back into your life, it may be on a soul level. You need to learn something, to know something. And if this is the case, perhaps then you can go much deeper into the light through meditation and see what it is you have to learn, what it is you need to know. I will also say, for some of you here, it is not that your soul has a lesson to learn in this moment, that you may be struggling because you have got some trauma on a level that is very physical, very emotional. It may be that some of you here cannot move on from things in your life because there is trauma on a deeper level, that parts of your energy is actually affected by something that has happened or is happening. So I will say that if this is the case, then it is very good to look into this, look into in some way or another, creating wellness in your energy and body, rebuilding something, perhaps pathways that have short circuited because of trauma, perhaps something that is somatic, perhaps trauma therapy, or something even to do with the mind that may have been affected by trauma. But it is a reminder that some things become very physical, actually, very anchored in the body and also mind. And these things require a special approach to fully clear. So this message is for some of you here. I would like to speak about one more thing, and that is every single person here is always going to be, in one way or another, wanting something better for themselves. So this applies to all of you, and that is because intrinsic to every person, every soul, is a mechanism that has a desire to have a better experience in life, to feel better, even to have the experience of being in the world and having whatever they want when they want. And this type of energy is very natural, something you all share. But what is really important is to remember that when you have this desire, it is something that is a part of you, but it needs to be kept in alignment to deeper parts, because when this part takes over, it can create problems for you and others. So, when you have this desire to improve your life experience, and this desire becomes very large, it creates problems in that you can lose sight of how you are creating problems, such as perhaps doing things which are not right, becoming like someone who is very much about what you can gain from something in life rather than what you have to give. It can make you feel inside that perhaps you are not receiving enough for things you do, even, and that can create a type of energy that is very much about wanting and then taking from others. And this type of energy creates deficits actually in you, in that when you become like this, the vibration goes down a lot. And as a result, you then start to notice that you don't receive as much from life. And that then makes you feel more like you want. And this creates more problems. And when you go down this road, it creates a lot of negative energy. So, what I will say about your desire to have a better life that you all share is to keep it in alignment to the rest of you. So, instead of operating in life through this desire, instead to allow it to be there, but allow your soul to actually be at the forefront of your awareness in life, and trust your soul will create for you a better life. But it is a reminder, because sometimes what I see in people is a very good intention, but it becomes like something else over time. And I see it in a lot of people who have a lot of very positive energy to give out to the world, that over time they can become very much about what they get out of things, wanting, and this creates problems in their lives. And it can also create a sense of not really being able to be authentic anymore, because there is that intention there of what is in it for them. So it is really important to really let this part be, in one way or another, incorporated automatically into every other part of you. So to be whole, so to speak, because it is through wholeness that ultimately life moves forwards in a very positive way for everyone. That everything that is meant to happen happens, that it is possible for everyone to be living their best lives. So it is a reminder about this. I have no more to say. The week ahead will generally be a very positive one, But what I will say also is that it is important to stay connected to your higher self, to know that sometimes you may notice things and your higher self may, in some way or another, be able to automatically come in and make things right. So you may notice things which are not right, but your higher self will have an answer and it will be able to automatically just do something, even if it is something non physical. But that is the sort of energy I see in the week, where the energies are good, but you will notice things. And this is very much going to then make you feel a certain way. But your higher self will be able to sort out anything that you see which isn't right. That is all. Hmm. Yeah, so thank you everyone for listening. And yeah, wishing you a really good weekend and a good week ahead. And much love to all of you.